I think one that blows me away time and time again is the Powerband bracelet. And I say to people, it's not called a power band for no reason at all, because it is so powerful. It has three structured magnets on it, and it's designed to help with wrist problems. That's what it's designed for. However, the experiential evidence that comes from people using it has been phenomenal. So I was promoting them for repeated wrist problems, you know, lots of problems that arise from typing all day. And people were coming back to me and going, well, this is great because my wrist problem's resolved, but I've started sleeping better. And I'm going, sorry, what do you mean you're sleeping better? How can you be? It's a bracelet. Anyway, word got out and people started buying them also because they thought it would help with sleep. And now it isn't designed for sleep. There are many more powerful products, which we'll talk about in a minute. However, when I sat down and thought about it, logically, the bracelet, along with the other products, has certain technologies in it which are known to relax the nervous system. So when it makes sense that when you put that on the body, you give the body what it's missing, the frequencies of nature, the negative ions, the far infrared, the magnetics. Don't want to get too scientific because it will put people off. But there are technologies in these products that bring the body to balance. And when the body is in balance, miracles happen. So a few people bought these bracelets because they thought it would help them sleep. That's their choice. Did explain we have quilts and other things. However, I think in mild cases of anxiety, where it's anxiety that's stopping you from going to sleep, am I allowed to say anxiety? Yes, anxiety, I think we're allowed to say that. It calms the nervous system and they go to sleep. So I then started talking about this on Facebook, saying these bracelets not only help with wrist problems, that some people have said that it relaxes them enough to help them go to sleep. They bought those for that purpose. And then people are going, I don't feel as anxious. Okay, and it just rolled on, and people would then buy them because they wanted to relieve their anxiety. And then I got referred to a 14-year-old who hadn't been to school for a year, social anxiety, couldn't cope with large groups of people, or the classroom or supermarkets, things like that. And I went to see him and took a magnetic quilt from Nikken and a necklace, which is similar to the power band, but large to go around the neck, and a pair of insoles. And the mother persuaded him to come out of his bedroom because he'd been in there, didn't come out, wasn't interacting with life, basically. And introduced myself. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you feeling today? You know, and he goes, oh, probably about a 9. You know, really didn't want to interact with me, was a bit dubious. And I said, well, I've got these amazing products here. Can I put the quilt around you, just see how you feel? And I did. And he sat on the sofa and I put the quilt around him and I put the necklace around his neck and put his feet on the insoles. And Kat said, okay, that's great. You just sit there while I chat to Mum. And about 15, 20 minutes later, he suddenly announces, Mum, I feel happy. Well, she nearly fell off the sofa. She went, sorry, what? What, happy? You happy? And I thought, wow, this is powerful. You know, from a young man who didn't know what effect it was going to have, to him saying that. So anyway, in those days, I used to loan certain products. I only loan the quilt now before if people want to try it before they buy it. However, I left him with the quilt and a necklace and the insoles. And he decided almost immediately after I'd gone that all he wanted was the necklace. So he wore the power band necklace and his life changed within a week. He was going to kickboxing and the parents were saying to the mum, have you medicated him? He's a different child. And she smiled and she was looking what was going on. He was interacting with people. He didn't mind being in a crowd. He also went to a football match at Southampton and was hugging random strangers. He went to the cinema with 3 friends. He'd normally have to go with his mum to accompany him. And I went back a week later and she said, you've changed our lives. And I said, well, thank you. I haven't, but the products have. And that was where the birth of my website name came from, because it just rolled on. People kept saying, you've changed our lives. And I thought, this is life-changing products. They're amazing. And because of his testimonial, I then was referred to a 15-year-old girl who was very socially nervous, social anxiety, I think they call it, stayed in her room, didn't want to interact with the family, constantly scrolling on her phone. And she tried the Powerband necklace. And I think it took her about 2 weeks. And after those 2 weeks, she wasn't interested in scrolling on her phone anymore, wanted to interact more with the family, and has worn it on and off ever since. Did well at school, passed her driving test first time. And I'm so, so proud of her, because it changed her life. And it's just gone on like that with the Powerband jewelry. It can be worn around the neck, around the ankle. I mean, I've recommended that the bracelet be worn around children's ankles to school if they don't want to be seen as different. If it's going to be seen, they can wear it around their ankle. Another amazing, gobsmacking testimonial really was an older lady with a hand that was like this, absolutely contorted with inflammation, I guess. And she put the bracelet on, and within 10 minutes, she went, oh, look, I can feel my hand. No medication on this planet can do that. No medication. I don't know of a medication. And somebody else had got a shoulder that was immobile. And they wrapped the necklace around just because somebody said, oh, here, try this. And they're sitting at a meal, and the person who said, here, wrap the necklace around your wrist. Raised her arm in 10 minutes and proceeded to have a shower and blow dry her hair the next morning. What the heck is that technology? It just shows our bodies are lacking these frequencies, this connection to nature.